caught between the two fields, quant finance and software engineering. These two fields have been the highest paying fields in the world today. Um, Now, when you do a comparison of just quant finance and software engineering, there is a consensus that if you go beyond the 300 400k base salary part, quant finance pay more, and most of those jobs are in New York City. But some people do argue that software engineering is more high paying right now as compared to quant finance in San Francisco, and San Francisco is more expensive than New York City. So a software engineer can easily get in the corridor of 200 to 300k. Whereas for a quant finance, it's tricky because the kind of generous stock option, equity option that Google, Facebook, Apple, and other software companies provide is not matched by the more traditional banks, hedge funds, and asset management companies in New York City. So this has been a major debate: which field pays better, which city pays better. So if I do ask the question in slightly different ways, and if I do research in slightly different ways, the answers are different. So yes, New York City is more densely populated than SF Bay Area, a lot more densely populated. The proximity with other centers of power like Philadelphia, Boston, uh, also the capital, DC, makes New York City much more prone to high paying jobs that might migrate from these cities. I'm just giving an example that I have lived in Philadelphia and worked in New York City. So, New York City and San Francisco, since it's an uneven comparison in terms of just the number of people living in this area, also skews um, the proportion more towards New York City. So I have made prior videos where I have tried to shown by numbers and job posting that New York City has almost double jobs that pays more than 300k thousand. But it's not all quant finance in New York City that pays more. It gets distributed between different fields, which is law, which is corporate management, medical. But in San Francisco, it's highly concentrated. High paying jobs are in tech and only tech. That's another reason why New York City has more high paying jobs if you consider all fields. But here is an interesting part: if you're doing uh, quantitative tech jobs, if you are doing something which is on the development, software development in finance or fintech, then it's an even game in terms of the number. And I have a feeling that San Francisco trumps New York City, maybe in very specific, more high tech jobs devoid of any financial knowledge, uh, which banks don't want to get into, so they would give contract to other companies because this is just a mindset in the bank that tech can be outsourced to contractors and other big companies like Cognizant, Infosys, and because of the H1B visa domination by Google, Facebook, Apple. So software engineering jobs, if just the skill is coding, not finance, then yes, San Francisco pays considerably better till you reach that 200 300k mark. But if you go above 300, then San Francisco become higher and software engineering becomes higher because you are replaceable much easily to outsourcing in software. But in bank it's more traditional and outsourcing is not that smooth and quick as compared to uh, uh, the tech jobs. So I did a quick research and I said that okay, how many jobs are there in New York City with the keyword engineer that pays more than 150,000? I got 24 jobs. Now, when I did the same in San Francisco, I got 25 jobs, which is different from the view that if you look at 300k plus jobs in all the fields, then New York City has almost twice. To compare this, I did the same research and I did engineer New York City and I said, give me 200k plus job. I did engineer and I did San Francisco and I said, give me 200k job. Let me see if I can get this to past month. So if I do this in past month and I say give me 200k plus job, then you see somewhere in this engineering field, just software engineering field, San Francisco is slightly better till the time you don't cross the 300k mark. I did the same engineering in San Francisco and in New York City, and it's like 100 job. If I try to look at the mark, which is 300,000 for engineering. So yes, pure engineering does get you better in San Francisco. Broadly speaking, if you are over the 300k mark, then it's like the winner takes it all. Then New York City is slightly tilted when you cross 300,000. So the question that we want to answer, are engineers paid in San Francisco or New York City? I would say if you just look at engineering, the culture in San Francisco is higher paid. But if you look at extreme high paid jobs, the jobs that pay 400k consistently without stress of getting fired, might be those traditional mix of jobs, mix of like the traditional bank and new tech mixed with finance, regulatory and investment, then New York City trumps. So between the 200 and 300, I would say San Francisco trumps, but I would say above 350k, I think New York City has much better options, but it's more spread across. But overall, there is more wealth and options in New York City and job security in New York City as compared to San Francisco when it comes to somebody who's between the corridor of 250 plus or 300k plus mark.